Hello and welcome to part 2 of this Masco MA25N rebuild. So at the end of part 1 we'd run up this 6J7 channel and we just jumped it in to where it was going into the phase inverter. So what I'm doing now is these two are wired up. I've got the tubes in. What I've done is I've wired these into the triode, the other side of the triode. Mix them with two 220k resistors, and now I'm jumping out and back into the phase inverter to test these two channels. So we're going to power up again. We'll connect it in there. We'll switch on. Just got to wait for the voltage to build up. That's coming up now. Bulbs, and there we go. We've got something, but we had something. Ooh. Hang on a minute. There we go. That's mic 3. Mic 2's not working, mic 3 is. Very strange. Right, stick another bulb in the current limiter. Oh yes, my word, a bit more plate voltage, and he's got some gain. We've got nothing on mic 2, so it looks like we've made a bit of a boo-boo there on that, but not to worry. We'll work with mic 3. Let's take the limiter off. Bring the voltage up a bit more. About 420-ish is what we want to see. That'll do. That's near enough. Well, remember we've got no tone stack in there as well. And that's also quite noisy because we've got wires here and there. But that is a little bit noisy, isn't it? We didn't have that before on the master volume. Let's just take that off. Yes. So that's where it's coming from. That's probably more like it. That popping is just the front loose, because I wasn't sure whether we got to take that off again, so I didn't tighten the bolts up. Right, let's get the guitar, just see how that's faring. Let's see. The volume's working properly. Well, that's working okay. So let's turn the master down, the master volume down. Let's crank up the gain. Yes, we oh, that's that front plate again. It's not connecting properly. Right, we're back on the clean channel, and we've redone the cable to the top cap of that 6J7. We've put a bypass, so we've put a cathode bypass capacitor on the output stage. And I'd say that doesn't sound half bad. There's no bypass capacitor on that 6J7 either. This thing is ballistically loud. That is seriously loud. But we have still got a few problems here and there, but that that is starting to sound pretty splendid. And obviously we are still short of one or two grid stoppers. So there we've got a pentode 6J7 and a single triode of 6SL7, and that is really loud. And obviously that's not going through the tone stack, that's just straight from that 6SL7 triode. It's going straight into the phase inverter grid. But yes, that's sounding pretty nice. Whoops. So that's sounding pretty good. We're getting plenty of output out of it. It is a little noisy though, so we've got some bits to work on there. Not quite sure why. We're going to have to track that down and find that noise, but it doesn't seem so much. But if we turn up, you can see we have got some noise. Just flick that. Oh, that's with the guitar through it. Well, that's not. Yeah, you see, we've got a bit of noise there. If we just pull the lead out there. Got some gain as well, my days. Some serious gain there. So yes, so we've got, I mean, we have got, again, we've got wires here and so on. It almost sounds like this is not grounding out this socket, but it is. Right, so I've removed these speaker sockets, and you can see here someone's made a half-hearted attempt there to clean these up. So just using one of these, which is what I use. They've just used some sandpaper and gone across there. So I'm just going to clean these up and then put them back in. I'm just trying to go around now and sort out any potential problems that we might have before we fire this up again. Right, I was just doing some more testing. Just got the feeling that something wasn't quite right. So what we've done is, I'm on both sides of the phase inverter there, and you can see one side, they're both set at 10 volts there, and you can see that there's something drastically wrong. And if we start to bring this one up and we bring it up, we've now got 200 millivolts against 10 volts there. So that tells me that, and that's right on the grids of the output tubes. So that tells me that something is wrong somewhere. Very wrong. Now that phase inverter is wired up the same as, well, I've really not touched anything on there. So whoever wired this amp before has wired that up. So we need to take a good look at that. And if we go to channel 1 and invert, remove the menu, you can see there, let's just turn it up a bit more. All kinds of issues there, but of course if we bring this down to 10 volt, yeah, 10 volt, same as that one, it's virtually flatlined. Now if we just take this one up to 20 volts, we just turn this up now, look at the that is not good. So I don't like that phase inverter at all. Look at the difference there. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear. So we've got some problems there, haven't we? Right, so managed to get the phase inverter going and remove that crappy carbon comp resistor, yet another one. Looks like that was failing on there as intermittent, whether it was cracked. And we've changed the 1K, that had been changed, but we've changed that again. I was going to change those anyway, but they'd said good night, or the carbon comp had. But now that looks well matched, doesn't it, till you look down here. So if we go down to 10 volts on there, you can see that you can see channel 2 is a lot more vibrant than the other one. So gain issues there now, but at least it works. It's just a bit imbalanced. So that is wired up exactly as it is on the schematic. So if there is an imbalance in that phase inverter, it's been there since it came out of the factory. So these carbon comp resistors in this amp, just about all of them were shot, and I suppose there's no surprise really. These amps were made, you know, late 1940s, early 1950s. that's got some gumption now. That's nice and clean. Let's drop the master volume down and push the gain. Wow. Just bring that down a bit more. Bit more. Crank it a bit more, the mic one. Just getting a bit of break up now, let's crank it up a bit more. And getting brighter now as the resistance comes off the pot. So that's fully cranked now. And there's a little bit of blocking distortion there. That's tuning up nicely now, that mic 1 channel. So that's the one with the 6J7 pentode. Right, we've made a bit more progress with this amp, and I've now got these 2 channels working, and actually there was nothing wrong with these first 2 stages of these 2 channels. I'd forgot to put a grid leak on that 3rd stage, so that's what was causing all the problems. So we've pretty much sorted that now. So we are in channel 3, mic 3. These are the channels that of course are going to be the more rocked up, beefed up heavy metal channels, heavy rock channels. Now at the minute I've still not got the tone stack in there, so I'm just trying to get all these things sorted out, and still not sure what's causing that. See if we've got that in the 2nd channel. No, so that's something in that third channel. We've still got to remember that all the components are new, but the tube sockets aren't, so no tone stack. And no, I still haven't changed the strings on this guitar. So let's crank it. We need to take that. This amp is seriously loud, and I've got this on the current limiter at the minute while I'm fishing around. I've got the solid state rectifier back in, and I've got the current limiter on. I don't want to be fishing around in the amp while I've got that rectifier tube in there, because I don't want to blow it. You can put that in when we've finished, or nearly finished, tuning this amp. So this is mic 2 now, cranked. Remember, still no tone stack. This one's a little bit toppy. So I'll take some of that off. Because we've not got the tone stack in, I'll just take some of that top off using it on my guitar and my tone. A little bit toppy, that one. We've got that 100 nanofarad as a bypass capacitor on the on the first stage of channel 2, which is where we're getting that real top end from. So I might up that a little. Having said that, once we get the tone stack on, we can turn that out, and that'll give it. I mean, this guitar, this has got one of those Toad Rider Rebels in the bridge. It's single coil, so yeah, these are quite toppy. Getting there. It's certainly a lot better than yesterday. And then working it all. The amp is quite noisy though still, so that's something we need to look at. Let's go into channel 3 and crank that. You can see this channel a little bit harder sound, a bit more grungy, and not quite as much overdrive, and not as much top on it. Now that channel's got a cold clipper on it on the second stage there of that 6SL7. We've got 220k plate resistors on there. So we've not got quite as much gain coming out of that one. But then we've not gone as mad with the bypass capacitors on the, and obviously we've got one across the cold clipper, otherwise it wouldn't be a cold clipper.
Now when we put the tone stack in, we'll lose some gain. We're using that 6J7, which is wired just as a single triode, so that will boost the gain back up again. So anything we lose from the tone stack we should get back, and possibly more. Not bad. So we've got no I don't hear any blocking distortion, but I have got obviously some serious grid stoppers in this amp. So we've got 33k coming out of the first stage on channel 3. Just go over there a bit more so you can see. On channel 3, then we go in, we're coming out of that stage and we're going into the second stage. We've got a 470k grid stopper there, or attenuator as they're often known on the Marshalls, but similar thing. We're coming out the plate, and then we've got the 220k mixer resistors going on here, so plenty of grid stopping. So we're trying to get, that's my phone. It was my phone. But it's just spam. Right, I've increased the cold clipper to 15k, and I've halved the attenuation on the 470k. I've just tacked it in, a 470k across that, so there's about 240k there. And I backed off. That's with the volume full gain. Notice the highs now, the higher strings coming through a lot better. We don't have as much gain. We did. I had more gain when I halved the attenuator, but since I put the cold clipper in, that has reduced the gain some more. If I just back the volume off to about number 8. A little more. That's sounding pretty tasty. What I want to do before I put this tone stack in, I want to get these sounding pretty good, and then put the tone stack in and the extra stage. So I'm not just kind of, if I end up with a bit of a rubbishy sound, I'm just kind of then looking at the whole amp thinking, wow, where's, you know, how have I got to change this, that. Where if I know I've got these first two stages on both channels sounding great, then I've only got the tone stack and the extra triode to fiddle around with to get it to sound good again. That's the general idea. So we're just tuning this amp by ear, literally, just trying to get the sound. Just click that back. Let's just go down a bit more now on the gain. See how that cold clipper resistor has softened up the sound. So that's half gain. Just need to drop a bit more mastering now. Take some top off now with my tone control. That's full tone. Whoops. Very good. That's sounding very good. We're getting there now with that channel. Right, so we've got channel 3 clean now. And it does clean up quite nicely. So yeah, that's sounding I've got the rectifier tube back in the amp now. Seems brighter with the rectifier tube in. Just my imagination. And you know, that cold clipper, when you really dig in, it feels soft, you know. about on 7, 7.5. Sounds absolutely mint when you just back it off. So we go up to 8. And 10. Get more gain out of it if I lowered the attenuator. You know, if we put 100k in there, we'd get even more gain out of it. But I think that's enough for that channel. I think that's we've got that about right now. Of course, we'll get more gain out of channel 2 because we've got 2 bypass capacitors, one on each stage. Because when you have a cold clipper, you don't have a bypass capacitor, or you've just bypassed the cold clipper. There's just no point. And that channel now is fine. So what we'll do is we'll focus on making the other one much hotter. And although we haven't got quite as much gain on channel 3, even though we've used 220k plate resistors, if we'd have used 100k plate resistors, we'd have even less gain on there again. So, like, you know, you could pile all the 220k resistors onto the plates. You could then, you know, we could have not had a cold clipper. We could have put a couple of 22 microfarad bypass caps on both stages, and that thing would have been on fire. You know, just had the 470. But it's just it'll be way too much. And that's just, I think that's a balance. You know, we can back it off, get it clean, and we can get it just to the point where it's breaking up, and we'll focus on the other channel and make that a little bit more gnarly than the channel 3. Right, I'm stood right on top of this amp, so it's making it a bit noisy. This is channel 2 crank now, so I've removed that 100 nanofarad cap I was using to bypass across the second stage there. And is that the second stage I was going across? Was it the first? We'll just turn this down. Yes, on the first stage. Yes. So I've now got a 2.2 microfarad cap on there now. Aluminium cap. The other one obviously was a poly coupling capacitor. So now listen to how much gain we've got. So although there we've only got 100k plate resistors, we've got 2 bypass capacitors on that stage. And that's much more aggressive, almost grungier sound. However, if I turn the treble up on this full up on my guitar, the tone full up on my guitar, we do still get the squealing. So we've still got that. It's not as high pitched now because that 2.2 has lowered the frequency of it. So let's back the volume off like we did before. So that noise is just because my guitar's too close to it. I can't get away from it, and this being a single coil, flick it on the humbucker, see how quiet it goes. So that's down to about number 8. And you can now I'm on number 6. We've still got a good chunk of gain there, where on the 3rd channel we're almost clean when we got to 6. That's halfway. Start to add a bit more master volume in. And now if we go down to where are we now? Does this go up to 12? I'm trying to look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Anyway, that's just below half. I haven't got my glasses on. I can't. I'm struggling to see the dials on there. Let's have a look. Put my glasses on. Oh yes, we're at number 4. So 4 now on the gain. And you can see now we've still got gain where channel 3 is clean at that point. If we go to channel 3, well, it was last time we looked 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, that's on 5. Sorry, not 4. So let's try channel 3 now on 5. You can see that's virtually now clean. So the hotter you make these channels, the harder it is to get these clean. So that's channel 3 now. Just on number 5. Now, if you notice, the sound's got a little bit muddier, a bit less top, and that's because as we turn the volumes down on there, the gains down, the resistance of the pot increases. So we could put a little capacitor across there to bypass the highs. So let's go back to channel 2. And you can see it there, number 5, it's still quite gnarly. So let's bring that down to 3 now. And now that's just about clean, but you're still breaking up there. So no, just a shade, so we'll drop that to 2. And that's a real fat tone. That's not sounding too bad at all. So I'm going to wrap this video up here, because these videos are getting a bit long now. That the last one was over an hour and this one's over 40 minutes now. So in part 3 we're going to fit the tone stack, and we're going to see how that's wired in, and then we're going to fit a new phase inverter into this amp, and then we're just going to tidy up any other problems we have and try and get this amp completed. We've also got that tone stack to fit as well, for channel 1, for the 6J7 channel. But that'll do it for this one. So thanks for watching. You all take care, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye bye for now.